Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna. Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. There she is. Welcome. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Goranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Gauranga Nityananda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Ooh, Krishna. Hare Hare. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna. uh, 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 oh boy.
Remove vocal.
Oh.
Restore vocal.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, oh my Lord Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Oh my Lord! Wow. It's like sparkles go down, man, all over the world and universe. Hare Krishna.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Gauranga Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare, oh my Lord, Shri Krishna. Oh. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, oh my Lord. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama, oh my Lord, Krishna. Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Radhe Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, my Lord Shri Krishna, my Lord Shri Krishna, oh, my Lord Shri Krishna, oh, my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, oh my Lord Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, oh, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My Lord Shri Krishna, oh my Lord Shri Krishna, oh my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Is everybody still here, or what happened? Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ujvala Nilamani. Varieties of heroes. Invoking auspiciousness. All glories to the eternal, supreme personality of Godhead. All glories, all glories, all glories to the supreme, to the eternal, supreme personality of Godhead. All glories, all glories to the eternal, supreme personality of Godhead. All glories to the eternal, supreme personality of Godhead. His holy name attracts those expert at relishing transcendental mellows. His holy name attracts those who are expert in relishing transcendental mellows. His transcendental qualities eternally increase. His eternal qualities. His what? His transcendental qualities eternally increase the bliss of his devotees. His transcendental qualities eternally increase the bliss. Eternally increase the bliss of his devotees. His transcendental qualities eternally increase the bliss of his devotees. Oh, yeah, that beautiful river, his transcendental qualities eternally increase the bliss. Wow, is that conclusive or what? Huh? Isn't that a fantastic statement? I'm in love. I'm in love with these words, these sounds comes from these words. They are non-different. They're non-different from Krishna. How do I know? I can feel them. I feel these words, man. I'm feeling them. Feeling these words up, man. Feeling them up, man. If my voice had fingers, I'd be feeling up these words. Pretty crazy, huh? Yeah. It is. Trippy, man. His transcendental form brings a great festival of happiness to his devotees. His transcendental form brings a great festival of happiness to his devotees. Yeah. See, his transcendental form brings a great festival of happiness. People think of form, some material form. No. The form, the conclusive understanding that forms God so perfectly. Perfect shape, like an hourglass. Perfect shape. Yeah. conclusive form of God, and clear. See, it gives transcendental happiness in the devotees. See, that's as it is, as the Lord actually is. See, that description of the Lord given by his devotees. See, who are in him and he is in them. See, they're in that conclusive understanding, that clear form. Yeah. Oops. Ah, what a beautiful statement. So I'm going to read this all again. Invoking auspiciousness. See, this invokes auspiciousness, these conclusions of real devotees. These are the deepest devotees. Especially if you can begin to taste these verses, you can relate to them. Oh, wow, yeah, that's so true. They so true. What's true? This. All glories to the eternal. All glories. All glories to the eternal, supreme. See, supreme. This is true. So conclusive. See? He's supreme personality. He's a person with qualities. He's supreme person. Isn't that a perfect statement? Who knows this? This is why these are great. They tasty, tasty truths, tasty truth. Supreme. He's supreme. He's of all personalities, supreme. See, and a person, the supreme person. Can you imagine? I never knew God was a person. What a revelation that was, that God is a person. And with anality, see, personality means qualities. You know, he's interesting, he's cute, he's got all these behaviors. Supreme personality of Godhead. See, of God. The head of all. See, Godhead, head of all gods, right? See, that's Krishna. See, self-realization is realizing. See, realizing that. The highest self-realization. The supreme personality, these transcendental qualities that can be relished if you're a devotee. If you're not a devotee, see, only Radharani, only devotion can have these qualities. It has to be in us, this quality of devotion. It has to be awakened. The only possibility, really practically, you have to be around devotees where it's awakened. God is in them, that God, that devotion's in them. You got to be around that vibration. It's a very special one. It's the one that gives us, it parts the Maha Maya. So you enter into the Yoga Maya. See? And you can ascertain, instead of ascertaining mundane qualities of the world, what good is that, man? All it causes us is separation. You notice people look at each other, it's like big separation. Oh, geez, but there's no communion. Causes separation, but the qualities of the Lord causes this inclusion. It includes, the Lord manifests inside, within. See, this communion, it's nothing like it, man. Completely transcendental. You know, this is life, man. If you can live in that personality of Godhead, and that personality of Godhead is in you. See, that devotion is in you. Causes this communion. Oh, such a life is this. Isn't that amazing? We're relishing the highest literature. This is written by the most closest devotees. We're discussing what only usually the Goswamis would sit around and read, because nobody else would understand. Isn't that a great gift we've been given here? We're sitting here, a bunch of beasts, dumb, and we're sitting there talking about this is special mercy. Yeah, special mercy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, attracts. Yeah. All glories to the eternal, supreme personality of Godhead. His holy name attracts those expert at relishing transcendental mellows. See, that means you got to have feelings, right? Mellows feelings. See, the name attracts those who are expert in relishing mellows. See, that the name is Krishna. It's his form. Okay? But you can't really understand that form unless that devotion, that love for that name manifests. Love, love, love. It's all about love. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah. His transcendental form brings a great festival of happiness to his devotees. See, self realization is realizing that form, and realizing that form is this festival. If you're not experiencing the festival of bliss, this is why you need the association of devotees to help get over the problems, the obstacles, the fences that are in the way of this festival of bliss, right? Isn't it kind of simple? Yeah. Look at you guys, many of you tasting the glories of the name creates a big festival of bliss in you. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that nice? This is the witness program. You show the world this is where it's at, man. This is where real happiness is at. Look at what the festival of bliss looks like on the faces of devotees. People need to know that, right? Otherwise they don't know what real life is. Real life is you got to see devotees, man. You see this fest. Wow, what kind of festival are you going to? Wow, come around, man. Come hang out with us and join the festival. This festival of bliss is the devotional party. This is what we do every day. Isn't what is it? Basically, we're having a festival of bliss, isn't it? I didn't know. God, it's so clear now. I can see clearly now. I need these devotees to clear the situation. I didn't know every day I would come in here. I was wondering, why am I attracted to coming here every day? It's this festival of bliss. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that why you come here for the festival of bliss? Isn't that why anybody's coming here? We're coming here to celebrate. Some people do it with flowers and special ceremonies and gorgeous worship of the deity, in very expensive temples. And we just come here with a video camera. Everybody, we just turn our cameras on and go into the form, form the Lord with his name, with the sound vibration. Like, this is, and then the festival of bliss begins. Is this verse clear to anybody? Getting more clear? Yeah, it is to me, God. This is to me. See, these verses are fantastic, aren't they? Don't they describe devotional service perfectly? I mean, unbelievable. Like, what a perfect description. Of course, you got to be able to enjoy mellows to appreciate this verse. Or you have to hear from those who appreciate mellows, and then you get some appreciation after a while. I don't know why. I'm just kind of here because it feels really good. Festival of Bliss. Okay, I guess that's, hey, man. I'm feeling all my problems going, and all this. Yeah, because you're in the Festival of Bliss. It gets more clear. Wow, I'm in the Festival of Bliss. I didn't know that before. I didn't know I was coming here for the Festival of Bliss till today. So nice to know why I'm here. Maybe you guys are figuring it out too, huh? You ever ask the question, why do I come here every day and see this guy ranting and raving for 3 or 4 hours a day? Sometimes 5. Or 6 even. That is true. Nobody understands. People are sleeping. People are asleep. So anyway, it's good to get more clear. I think the more clear we get, the more clear the world gets. Just that's why we're here for the Festival of Bliss, man. Ah, because of its confidential nature, the Madhurya Ras was only briefly mentioned in the description of the primary rasas presented in the previous book. See, and basically that's why we're sitting here relishing Madhurya Ras. See, it's very sweet, it's very intimate, very ecstatic. Very ecstatic, and that's why if you can relate to this verse, if you can say, yeah, this is usually Madhurya Ras. That's why we're here. Very intimate Madhurya. It's almost like you're kissing God, and just forget the almost. Just take the almost out of there. The almost is when you're kissing a man or woman in the world. And it's even less than that because it's two bodies. Both of you are not these bodies. Isn't it amazing? Both of the persons kissing each other are not these bodies. So it's just skin against skin. And then in your mind, you're fantasizing stuff. See? That's all it is. But now, real skin to skin is the soul to the supreme soul. See, now that's real kissing business. See, the soul is awakened and it's kissing God. It's very intimate, very ecstatic, very pure, and there's no fault in it. Even people can watch. They don't see when a devotee is in ecstatic communion. Basically, they're in this, especially here in this group, is this Madhurya Ras, and it's very intimate. It's very it's like you're in the bedroom of somebody, but it's so pure that it does. There's no fault in it. Everybody that it's like they say these what they call voyeurs. They throw you in jail for being a voyeur. It is horrible in this world. Look at these kind of things. Look at what's going on in people's bedrooms. Horrible, isn't it? But you look on what's in the bedroom of Radha and Krishna. Nothing but purification, pure love, pure ecstasy. Everything good and transcendental and spiritual virtues comes from that. Isn't that amazing? That's the spiritual potency. Everything about it is wonderful. This is preaching, is to taste this spiritual potency and show the festival that's going on, and then to speak about it and make it more clear for others. Oh, is that the door? Yeah, the devotees that are experiencing this festival of bliss represented in this world. These rare devotees. You want to join the festival? Anybody out there? Yeah. Well, there's a process. There's a procedure, right? River has been going through it. Lalita Ganga, Johan, Shama Sundari. Come in line. It goes all the way back to Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna. That's our line. Okay? Enjoy the festival of bliss. Oh, you don't want to stay? You're not in the line? Well, I'm sorry, you can't enjoy this festival then. Yes, I can. Okay, we'll go for it. Let's see. Let's see the results, right? Look at this. People coming in the real line are enjoying this festival, right? People not in this line can't taste this. So it shows you this is what Jesus was teaching. See, Jesus is teaching anybody who listens to your vibration, because you listen to my vibration, see, will get what you got from me because you listen to a living, vibrating teacher, guru, who is enjoying this festival of union and communion with the transcendental personality of God. Yeah. So because you listened and got purified or cleansed by that word spoken, That song spoken from a devotee, it's a song actually. You can enjoy the festival and then you can transmit this festival to others. You just go out there and vibrate. Sing your song. Yeah, you got to be in the line. If you're in the line, you're like Jesus. See? Because you do like Jesus did, right? See, you got the mercy. Oh, same thing. Well, you think it's any different in Vaishnavism? If you're in the real, you've got that mercy. You'll be able to chant the holy name in that festival. We just make it more clear now what the heck Prabhupada was doing, right? Get a little more clear about this. To help devotees, nice devotees like Purishit and Acharya Dev. I'd be nice to them today. And Radhanath. You won't hear any distasteful talk about them. I'll just praise their glory. I mean, actually, look, they're devotees. They're doing what they can according to their ability. Yeah, you know, yeah, what do you expect in the material world? It's a miracle that anybody's even chanting the name of Krishna. Yeah, yeah. This is fantastic. This is amazing. Get every day more amazing. Yeah, like in the Bible, it says, in this time, the love of many will grow cold. So we're here to keep that fire lit, not only for us, but for others, to help them, because this world is just like I love the Bible because there's a lot of real stuff in there, and iniquity will be abounding. See, you notice iniquity. Oh man, all this stuff, all this porn, and pedophilia being preached in schools, even, and all this stuff. This is iniquity abounding. I mean, we are definitely we are in the last days, my friend. But last days doesn't mean like it's the end of everything. No, the last days of what was into what will be. And everybody has a different idea what that is, but the devotees have the best idea. If you're a real devotee, relishing mellows, you get the best idea because you get God's idea of how he's going to do it. Because he's the boss, man. Whether you're a demon or a demigod, that doesn't matter. He's the supreme personality of God. It's the boss, even though you don't know it. Right? Isn't it true? It's going to go his way. It's like, in the Bhagavatam, that's why I love the Bhagavatam. Fantastic book, man. Yeah. The Lord says, yeah, I'm not okay. Everybody, you churn on me because he is everything in this world. We're doing this churning in this world, right? It's the Lord. So we're on the back of the Lord, man. Churning, man. Churning. The demons and demigods are churning, man. The demons are trying to defeat the demigods. They're lying and cheating and doing all the deception. Yeah, take this. It's good for you. Oh, yeah. And the demigods are saying, no, no. They're lying to you and they're churning, churning. What are they churning? What's going on? The demons have an idea. They want the new world order, right? Yeah, new world order. And the demigods, no, we want it as it was, capitalism, no, communism, capitalism, this churning is going on. And so things get destroyed, and they're trying to build that, but you know what, what happened in the history with the Bhagavatam, the demons got cheated of the nectar that they were expecting. Okay? But this time is different. Instead of being cheated of the nectar like they were before, they're going to get the nectar. But this nectar is not this nectar that they got in the Bhagavatam. That was just, you live a long time like Rahu. It's all material. Rahu didn't change his quality. He was still a demon, and he was immortal in the world. This is what they think is immortality. They can keep their qualities. This is different. Kali Yuga with Lord Chaitanya. No, 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 no. You're going to get the real thing. Everybody, demons, demigods, all will know God because it's in everybody. And this was the prayer of Vasudeva Das. Oh Lord, please heap all this karma. My heart breaks for the condition of these people. They can't help it. Demons can't help them. They are just naturally that way. Good people are just naturally that way. It's their nature, right? Nature is nature. Who's going to help them? Well, my Lord is going to show his mercy, how powerful he is, how he can liberate demons and demigods. What do you think? Am I saying, does this sound reasonable that he can do this? He's the supreme personality of Godhead, right? Wasn't that the prayer of Advaita? Please come here and deliver the universe. Wasn't that prayer? Come on, look at all these fantastic devotees who came here. Starting with Jesus. Then Lord Chaitanya comes. And then, well, actually, first the devotees came. The devotees, Advaita Charya, you know who he is? Mahavishnu and Shiva combined. Okay? And then Ananta Sesh comes. Who is that? Nityananda. And all the greatest devotees in the universe come. You think it's for nothing or for some small thing they did 550 years ago? You think this thing just started? They just delivered India before. Huh, we can see the whole world. What did Nityananda say? In every town and village, there's going to be kirtan. People are going to know what is real. Why not? We know what is real. Pretty amazing. I mean, this is so the new world order is basically everybody's going to know what is real. This stuff is just this demon demigod thing. It's just, come on, man. You guys it's just about body and, and material mind, controlling the material mind and bodies of it. This how ridiculous. What kind of happiness is in that? When you can experience a festival of bliss like this. Okay? When you can experience the real form of God. What do you think? These are the real forms of God? They're only real for a time and they disappear. All these bodies that Bill Gates is desiring to track and trace and control are just going to go. What kind of life is this? You're going after things that are going to they're just dust. They're just going to disappear. And where are you as a soul? You don't even know who you are. You're going to come back. So the Lord wants to have mercy on people, wants to end it. Yeah. Not throw people into hell. Why would he do that? Especially now. Throw people into hell forever and ever. All these people, you see these people, they believe in their authorities and they're just following. They just believe. See? So they have to be cut free. Everybody does. Everybody is bound. Anyway, in this Kali Yuga, it's apparently that the Lord is going to do something really amazing. Simply because he came and brought his amazing devotees with him and associates. Little prediction, I guess. Okay. Because of its confidential nature, the Madhurya Ras was only briefly mentioned in the description of the primary rasas presented in the previous book. See, confidential nature of Madhurya Ras, it was just briefly described in the previous book. See, this is what people generally want in this world. Oh, this is too confidential. Don't preach about Madhurya Ras. And the best way to preach is you got to taste this Madhurya Ras. Otherwise, it's not revealed. The only reason Madhurya Ras was in this world was Lord Chaitanya preached it by tasting it, by relishing it publicly. Otherwise, how can it be a revelation? Revelation means revealed. If it's not revealed, if it doesn't come into the awareness and consciousness of the people in the world, how can the revelation come? What is this no-show thing? Yeah. Okay, maybe there's a time for not showing, but now's the time for this show to begin. The Madhurya Ras show. Show what it is to worship God like that. What's the fault in that? We just described that you're kissing God. There's no fault. And all it does is purify the whole universe. It's so pure. If you're anthropomorphizing and your material consciousness on God, then that's the contamination, and that's what people do if you say, "Oh, that's too confidential," then can't you? Oh yeah, why? Because it's so confidential in the world because you don't want to go in a woman and man's bedroom and watch them kissing and having this sex and all that stuff, right? Yeah. You think it's the same? No, it ain't the same, my friends. How about this revelation? It ain't the same. It is and it isn't. It's the same, that's the reflection. This is the pure truth, man. We're meant to kiss God. We're meant to roll in the hay with the Supreme Personality of Godhead because devotion, love for Him has awakened. That is the greatest revelation in this world, to see a devotee loving God. You show me any greater thing. You see all these people loving man and woman right there on the screen, right? Having sex even now, right? That's the iniquity abounding in this world. But where do you see scenes of this loving God? I think only with devotees like Lalita. Eh? Where do you see that? Oh, and they say, "Oh, that's really demoniac." Oh, yeah, don't worry. We're going to go on. The procession, the dogs bark, and the procession goes on. Why? Because we know what we're doing. And more do we know these things. And nobody knows unless they want to come here and learn. I remember when I first read Chaitanya Bhagavat, or was reading, not first read, but, was reading, and Prabhupada had given me the order to do this stuff and everything. And I would read, it's the devotees and the Lord, they both said in Chaitanya Bhagavat, how fortunate we are to see this intimate, ecstatic worship of God. Wow, Krishna's very kind to us. I thought, now Krishna will never leave us. I thought, wow, this is important. You mean people seeing this are going to really benefit? Yeah, that's why the Lord was here doing it, so people could see this ecstatic worship. He would roll into a village and be crying, and it's right there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Whatever happened to that idea? He would go into new people, he'd roll into a village and start chanting the holy name, see, and then the devotion would awaken, see the intimacy, and now the transcendental communion begins, the Madhurya Ras. And people are looking, look at this, what's going on? They didn't know exactly, but then he'd teach them like this. No, this is wonderful, this is pure, this is available now. Come, here, take this potency, this attraction to chant the holy name. And cultivate that, make that, go meet the Lord every day like that. See, have your love increase more and more, your realization of this, the glories of this love increase more and more, and share it. And they did. And the people would share this attraction with others. See, that's a disciplic line, not a no-show thing. Or, okay, the disciplic line is a bunch of rules and regulations. That was only the start from Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta, just to get people going a little bit. See? And now to get this going more, people have to know they have to go through the purification, the expunging. Because this is a churning here too, and the stuff is coming out. You let it go. And then what happens? You go deeper into this relationship, this intimacy with God. There's nothing like it. Where do you get smiles on the face? Like you see Lolita. You can see the difference. There's Karuna and there's Lolita. A little difference in the smile. But Karuna is getting there. Just takes a little while. See, the face is the index of the mind. That's how I gauge everything. I look at the smile. Where's that depth there? There you go. Put the mask on. Isn't that amazing? We're at a time that people are putting masks on, they're masking up even their physical body more. That shows you, the darkness here. It's what it basically is. Going more dark. Now you can't even see the faces of people. I try, because you can't go in any shop without a mask here. So I put luckily a lot of people wear them down on their chin or down here. So it works. I mean, I could never, if I had to go like that, I couldn't survive one little round there. On the plane, with the mask thing, I was eating one thing at a time, with the and drinking through the whole trip. Nobody said anything. As long as they see there's something there, And I don't know, how are they wearing these? These guys are wearing it in the hot, humid, down the street all day long, completely, and they won't, take the nose off. Shows you how this is it's strong, isn't it? To get people to do that, it shows you got to have a lot of faith in Fauci. Faith in Fauci. Fauci is our God and you see, basically that's what it is. Fauciism, they call it. See? What does Bhagavad Gita teach? Human beings, who do they worship? The demigods? Well, actually, most people worship the demons. It says that in Bhagavad Gita. Did you know that? Most people do. The only reason I really realize that more is I see what's going on now. I see those who are worshipers of the demons, they believe in the mass. They believe in that. Okay? So what does worship mean? It means you believe in them. You believe in their words, right? Isn't it all about the word? Who is your God? In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was God and is God. So who is your God? What word do you believe in? That's why there's a different result in the different words you hear in that. Look at the result of people listening to these words. This is what Jesus was teaching. We're teaching the same thing Lord Chaitanya was teaching. What is the result of really hearing the words of a certain person speaking in a certain way, certain ideas and certain things? See? This is what the world needs to see. What is the result of listening to Bill Gates and Fauci? Even though they sound nice on the outside, right? Oh, look at my pink sweater. Look how nice I am. What is the result? Restrictions, you notice? Compliance, narrow view, and doing things that are actually detrimental to the body. What does that mean? It's called demons are like that. They do austerities that are bad for the body. They do things that are not in the scriptures, and this is one of them. Okay? So you listen to the words, that becomes your God, that becomes your guide. Okay? Now, what happens here? Well, what happened with Jesus? Those 11 people who listened and listened and listened for 3 years, they got the Holy Spirit. Oh, what about you guys? You listened and listened and listened here for 4 years. Look at the result. Is it a good one? You guys think it is, but the ones who believe the darkness to be the light think this is demoniac. Can you imagine? See, that shows you their gurus are not very strong, are they? They can't show that light is light. We show what? Light is light. This is called conclusive understanding. See, light is light. This is how you get over hypocrisy. When you're with devotees who see things as they are and explain things as they are, how can you not get a good result? Oh, better than good. People are getting transcendental results here. You know how Jesus said a good tree does not bear bad fruit. But this must be better than a good tree because the words you guys are hearing from this tree causes a transcendental result. Ecstasy, so different that even Vaishnavas can't even figure it out. Can you imagine? These Vaishnavas can't figure it out. What's going on there? These gurus, the Acharya Devs can't figure out what is going on in that woman there. This is the result coming here. I mean, I'm flabbergasted myself. I had no idea the Lord was going to do this here. Well, I had some idea. It gets more and more clear all the time, too. See? So a transcendental tree, if it's really transcendental, doesn't cause a negative result. So why is anybody concerned about all the F words I say? Why is anybody concerned about all the gurus I with the tongue? Why? Well, look at the transcendental result coming from all this stuff. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm stuck. I'm not going to feel guilty anymore for all the things I say. Because I see a better than good result come here from those who are coming here listening. Is that making any sense to anybody? Is that logical? It sounds logical to me, or am I crazy for thinking this way? If this is making sense to you, then you must be a madman also, like this guy here. Because if you're not mad like this over here, you can't understand. You think like Acharya David. What's he saying out there? He's saying, yeah, see? You'd be thinking like him. But does he cause a transcendental result with his speech? Okay. I'm only here to talk to those who are most greedy, who really want God. See? Remember Jesus said, blessed are those who are not offended by me, by my word. See those kind of people there. See, if you're offended, what happens? Oh, how dare he say about my pure devotee guru, who's not really a pure devotee, but you think he is, and he thinks he is, and or he knows he's not, and he's pretending he is, and all that other. How can you make real tangible progress like that? I mean, it maybe can help you a little bit, but come on, man. Don't you want to go all the way with Krishna? Everybody wanted. I remember when I was in school, the whole thing is I want to go all the way with the girls, or at least that's what they said. Did you go all the way with her? Remember that time? I don't know if you guys. This is weird. Did you get to home base? Even if we didn't, we lie. Oh yeah, we got to home base. Yeah. How would you like to go to this? I didn't know it was all leading up to this, to go all the way with Krishna, with God, to kiss the Lord. And they feel this transcendental festival of bliss. I had no idea. What do you hear? We're just doing these lectures just to impress people, because if they somehow get impressed, then they'll come and associate with these fantastic devotees like River and Lalita and make their lives perfect, like theirs is. Can you imagine? Radha and Krishna live in the bodies of those two persons here, and others too. But they seem to be before me. So if you want to be praised, everybody wants praise. You should come up here, and I may praise you if I see some real transcendental attributes popping out. Sprouting. Because that's what it's all about, praising transcendental God. That's all I do, man. I don't like to pray. I don't like to praise anything. Well, yesterday I was by the beach. I praised the material manifestation appropriately. This is where you see things. This is the grace of the Lord. He gets you to see things appropriately. Yeah, this is beautiful. And the material is crystal clear water. According to the mode of it, it's very nice. Beautiful water, clear. I was like, I've never seen one that's so clear. And the white sand, I mean, pearl white. It's beautiful. But I couldn't imagine not having Krishna, manifesting in my body because well, that's nice. It's a material thing, and it's beautiful. It's like, a person forms a nice nice pot. You think, well, a nice pot. You really did a good job on that. That's the way I see the world. Hey, you did a nice job on that. But it's just still a pot, it's still made of materials. It's divine, but not divine. This is what the Lord says. Everything is in me, but I'm not in them. Because the Lord is thinking my transcendental grace, all these words, grace, rapture, divine festival, bliss, all these things is not in the world. But it's in my devotee. That's why it's so important to meet devotees who have this transcendental festival of bliss. Because now you're seeing where the Lord is. Just seeing that is so auspicious. Just seeing it, you get purified, much less coming close and hanging out. Or having faith in it. The Lord is just looking. Do you have faith in this bliss you see here every day? This great festival going on here. Do you have faith in it? Though, even if you really had, oh wow, this is so great, and then you go away, you never come again. Well, the devotees will come to you in when you pass from the body, and you'll like them. You won't go. See, when you die, if you come here to this festival and you go, hey, what did you do, man? And you die, okay? And you will. Everybody does. Body dies. Then your spirit, those devotees would like to come to you, and they come to you, and what are you going to do? What's going to go? That stuff's still going to come from your mouth because you're not purified. See? See, what you are here, this is what you bind in this world, you bind in spirit. See, so that's why the devotees come here. And even if you get enough contact with a devotee and enough blasphemy coming out of your mouth, you probably realize God. You'll probably be purified because it's all coming out from them. It's all they do. They suck out of you what's inside you anyway. If all this poison, it just comes out like Krishna. See, he jumped into the Yamuna, right? What happened? Kalya arose out of there. We didn't even know that Kalya was in there, right? It was poisoning everybody, but it's in the shadows. That's the way it is. It's in the shadows, poisoning people. This is the way the demoniac energy works. Very sneaky. Sneaky. It's in the shadows. See? Krishna jumps in. See? He jumps in, and all of a sudden, rose out and fights with Krishna, right? Because it hates the spiritual potency. And it's making contact, And Krishna's just dancing around, dancing on the hoods and kind of like nothing. Yeah, what happened? It felt to Kalya like it was painful and all that stuff. And then it purified, realized, oh my God, I was polluted and all that. Okay? So welcome to Lord Chaitanya's Amazing Grace Place. What do you think? Is anything different here? Hey man, Krishna's potency is Krishna's potency there and also here. This is the Yamuna that's been polluted here. Vaidhi Bhakti has got a lot of pollution. We jump in, right? How do we do that? Through the word, through our preaching. This is Krishna. We just shoot, Sri Krishna, Krishna, Krishna out. And the purification happens. Right, River? Isn't that the way it works? Look at her now. She smiles a lot more than she. Before it used to be smile, and then see less and less and less and less. After a while, more steady bliss. You do come to an end. I mean, the only thing you'll never come to an end is this transcendental festival of bliss. Now you're going to see what this other stuff always comes to an end. You stuck it out, and that's your that's your preaching to the world. People needed role models and examples so they can go through it. I swam in the Pacific Ocean recently. It was healing for me. Yeah. Creeps in, turns in, yeah. Oh God, I still forgot to call you guys. Even I don't know. Hey, it just happens that way. Put your number up again. Let's try again. If hopefully you're not offended. My mind, this works a certain way, and I think it's all right. It works at the right time. We connect. It's always kind of like that. So put your number down again. Let's try again. Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So because of its confidential nature, the Madhurya Ras was only briefly mentioned in the description of the primary rasas presented in the previous book. The Madhurya Ras, the king of all mellows of devotional service. The Madhurya Ras is therefore described in this book in great detail. Madhurya Ras is made even more relishable when accompanied by the ecstatic sentiments of Vibhav, Anubhav, Sattvika Bhav, and Sanchari Bhav, which will all be described in this book. The learned devotees call this mellow Madhurya Ras because it is the sweetest. So, Vibhav, the cause of ecstasy, Alambana, the basic causes. Lord Krishna and his dear devotees are the basic cause of. Isn't that amazing? Oops, looks like Lalita is frozen there. Let's try this, see if this works.
Yamuna says I'm not
Maybe you're
frozen.
frozen, Lalita.
But you're sometimes
Yeah,
frozen.
so look at
I go
that. Lord Krishna and his devotees are the basic cause of this ecstasy. That is so important, So without the Lord, the transcendent Lord, and the person being the actual devotee, you will not see this ecstasy world. So a person actually has to be a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one of his forms. See, what is his forms? What is the word that you heard? Is it the words of Jesus Christ? You can be in. I knew when I was just exclusively in the word of Jesus, I felt him in me. As I do the same thing. This is just a difference in Ross. That's all. Just being in the word of Krishna, and that Krishna being in you, in that particular Ras. See that because you're in a particular word, a particular description of that Lord, right? There's some similarities because it's transcendental. Okay? But what I've learned in this society of teachings and gurus and shikshas and books from Prabhupada is spiritual variety. Is a spiritual variety. Okay? That is not elaborated on with Jesus's teaching. See this. You see how they're breaking down these ecstasies and everything. So the basic thing is, I never even was clear about. Oh, I see. You how important the devotee is, because without the devotee, you will not see this relationship. How can you? See, the basic cause of the ecstasy is a person is a really a devotee. In other words, they're the son of God or daughter of God, right? They're daughter. They're born of the word. See, you daughter of God. You got to hear that word from the one who's already born again. Living devotee. Unless you're living from a previous life, and then you just pick up the book or you meet a devotee and the ecstasy awakens because you're a devotee. Okay? If you're not a devotee, if you're not connected to Lord in our line, Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna, then you can connect with the book. You can chant the name of Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, and this ecstasy will not awaken. That's why you need a guru if you're not at that stage. I was at this stage from the very beginning with Jesus and with Prabhupada and the Lord. As soon as I read Chaitanya Charitamrita, I felt the ecstasy arise. And this is where I belong. I'm from this place. I knew it. See, so Prabodhananda has taught this also in this poem. He said, a devotee, if you're, mute your mic there. It's okay. No fear, no fear. Yeah, what was I talking about? Missed it. Does anybody remember?
Devotee.
Yeah, devotee.
Devotee.
But there's always more.
I had to go off.
See, and hearing from devotees. Oh yeah. Hearing from devotees. Okay, great. Richie was there. Yeah, hearing from devotees is the only way. So that's how you're born. See, you're born of the word. See, that's one of the, I always loved the book of John so much because it's so conclusive. I didn't clearly know it. All I knew, I just love these statements because my Lord loves it, I just love born of the word. Yeah, that's where it's at. Because I see it here. You guys are born of the word, aren't you? Born of the word spoken here. It works, doesn't it? It's so that means you're hearing from a person in the real line, a real son of God, right? It can't be. I mean, I'm just commenting on what is. See? So and this is so important. How about you, Vaishnavas? Are you born of the word? See? And that means, do you have that ecstasy that your guru has? Do you feel attracted to the form of God, the name of God? Are you attracted to the point of ecstasy reading these descriptions in Chaitanya Bhagavat by real devotees and chanting these verses and chanting the name? Okay? That's the bona fide disciplined line. That's the real guru. See, you're born of the word that they speak. If you're not born, you're with people that are still wannabes. They're in for some motive, or they're just not purified. I think this word we're speaking is good for everybody, good for them. Wouldn't it be nice? I mean, everybody could get Krishna now. If you come here, people are being born by the word. Shows that this is authorized. The real servant of that transcendental Lord is here. Even though I'm a big bozo, I'm not a rocket scientist, not smart, just smart enough to understand these things. Being informed by this Lord. He knows he has to work overtime to make me understand anything. But there is a little understanding. The essence. This is what people need to know. You need to hear the transcendental vibration. And if your guru ain't transcendental, then you will not feel this ecstatic devotion awaken. So both gurus and their followers need to make contact with devotees who carry the ecstatic vibration. See, that purifies all these offenses and obstacles in the way. And then very easily you chant. Look at people chanting Chaitanya Bhagavat in ecstasy here, laughing and crying and all that stuff. Look at her. Isn't this uncommon? Where do you see devotee? I mean, people are like, what are they doing? What are we just doing what Lord Chaitanya was doing? Wasn't Lord Chaitanya and his devotees laughing and crying and relishing these mellows and great happiness? This is called love. Love that isn't cold. It is very hot here, very warm. See, so I love this. Lord Krishna and his dear devotees are the basic causes of ecstasy. See, dear devotees. You could be a devotee, but how dear are you to the Lord? Are you endeared to the Lord to the point of ecstasy? That's what we'd be looking for. That kind of association, right? The dear, the ecstatic, the intimate devotees. That's who the Lord brought here. There are so many devotees here before. They're all worshiping Lord Jagannath. They're all chanting. They all had there are many. They had gurus chanting Hare Krishna, amen. But the Lord brought his dear devotees. See, only they could represent this ecstatic worship, right? You got to meet the dear devotees who represent the ecstatic worship. Otherwise, you're not. It's like if you're thinking, well, what is this you're doing? I'm with my Guru Dev and all that. See? Okay. But to move on, to move deeper, you got to know there's a difference between what you see the worship here in this ecstasy, this dearness with God, and the Vaidhi, like Purusha, a good example. Maybe he feels a little bit when he reads Chaitanya, and he feels a little flutter in his thing, but that flutter can be into big flip-flops, he came here. But they don't know. See, they're not clear. That's our work, to make it clear for everybody. This is the dear devotees that were there. See, that there, that the way it was then is also here now in this Sangha. We're the first fruits. If you think, well, we're also first, yeah, you're first fruits. Well, do you have these symptoms? Symptoms. Because these symptoms here, when you look back at the scriptures of what was written, you see that is this, and this is that. Remember this and that preaching. Does that make, I think we're getting it more clear for people to make a bridge to understand, because I'm sure everybody wants Krishna. I mean, they just don't know the Krishna that they want. They don't know what it is. What does it mean to have Krishna? It means you're experiencing a transcendental festival of bliss that you see here every day. Conclusive understanding, forming God as he is, so that people can say, oh, that's the way he is. I was going to the speculation of my teachers that were speculating because they're not really there. The only persons who can describe the real path of transcendence, of this intimacy and devotional mellows, are those intimate devotees from their experience. Otherwise, nobody knows. It's just speculating. So many Vaishnavas speculating, oh, this is what it is to love Krishna, and they can't show what it is to love Krishna like here. You got to show us you're an authority like Lalita Ganga. Look at her face. Come on, man. Hey, look at that. Relishing words, transcendental words, and feeling the happiness. Vibration, conclusiveness. See, that's real knowledge is conclusiveness. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, See, these are the festival of bliss, transcendental mellows, rasic devotees, spontaneous devotion, all these beautiful words, perfect words. See, to those who worship like that, I give them real knowledge. Real knowledge is forming the Lord as He is. I think we're doing a good job here. Forming the real path as it is. See, Guru Tattva. Who is the real Guru? What is the real Guru? What are their qualities? They're the dear devotees of the Lord. I mean, if you want such a guru, because if you get such a guru, you're going to get Krishna guaranteed. Krishna in Bhagavatam says that. He said, those who worship me directly may or may not attain me. A lot of sincere people worshiping the Lord, but may or may not attain me. But those who worship my devotees, who associate with my devotees, who hear from my devotees, guaranteed. See? Many of you have seen the guaranteed. Many of you are attaining Krishna and feel it. So you feel that festival of bliss. You taste it. That's attaining the Lord. Without this festival of bliss, you don't know the Lord. You're on the outside of the honey. Now we all want to be in, we all like sweetness and honey, right? Yeah. So anybody who comes here, you're going to get what you guys get. Anybody who believes in this preaching, and we'll convince you, just come here. I don't want any blind followers, blind believers. No, you just come here and listen and let your intellect, let your logic be convinced that this is the best. This is the bona fide situation to get Krishna, intimacy with Krishna. Any greedy people out there, you come here 30 days and give us a chance to convince you. Because if you get convinced, you'll get what Lalita gets, and River gets, and Janaki gets, and others. True happiness. Ask them if they're happy. See? Confirmed. I have my machine over here too. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. So, Sri Krishna, another definition here. Sri Krishna's nature as alambana is described in the following statement of Vaishnava literature, where Purnamasi says to Radharani, the beauty and splendor of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. The beauty and splendor of Sri Krishna's lotus feet has eclipsed many billions of cupids. The artistic dancing of his sidelong glances has charmed the gopis' hearts. The beauty and splendor of Sri Krishna's lotus feet has eclipsed many billions of cupids. The artistic dancing of his sidelong glances has charmed the gopis' hearts. The artistic dancing of his sidelong glances has charmed the gopis' hearts. His form is like a glittering new rain cloud. His form is like a glittering new rain cloud. He is an ocean of great transcendental pastimes, and he is the supreme good fortune of all beautiful young girls in the three worlds. I pray that this Sri Krishna become the cause of great happiness in your heart. And Lord Chaitanya has made it so easy just by chanting. That Lord can become the great happiness in our heart. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it? Isn't that, see how wonderful the name is? Great happiness in our heart, and it grows. Yeah, so on that, let's chant the name a little bit. keep your microphones on. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
I want to hear some of that happiness.
Hare Rama,
Look at that. How does she do it, River? One.
Hare Rama,
You too now. One, boom. You guys are, you're so
Hare Krishna,
oh my God. I'm falling behind. Gotta catch up somehow. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Rama,
Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna. I just love that
Krishna
statement.
Krishna,
May Krishna be the happiness in your heart. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. I see this
Hare
form, forming
Krishna,
Krishna with the mouth. Isn't that amazing, huh? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I'm in the whole
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
in the form of
Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama.
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama, Rama
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama Hare
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 Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
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 Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Krishna.
Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Rama,
Rama.
Hare Rama, 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 Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram.
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama.
Krishna.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Rama,
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram.
Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama.
Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Lali ke
Krishna,
aap
Hare
sani pore.
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
I'm
Krishna,
gonna
Hare
go for a little bit. I gotta
Krishna,
go
Krishna,
rest a little
Hare
bit.
Hare.
Gotta
Hare
go a
Ram,
little bit.
Hare Ram.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go for a little bit. I need to rest a little bit now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So you guys continue.
Yeah, I
Go
think,
ahead.
yeah, I'm going to dialyze as well, Maharaj,
Okay. Okay.
as well.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. It's been fun.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye,
Lalita.
Yamuna.
Bye, devotee.